Rocket League is a mechanical video game. Now, I don't mean mechanical like taking a car apart or anything like that, but more mechanical in the sense that you do have to learn some specific weird things to play the game. At this point, for example, there really aren't any pro players who don't know how to wave dash. But at the same time, you don't learn how to wave dash without practicing. So that's what I mean by mechanics. These are the kinds of things you have to go learn, and they don't just happen, they don't just come naturally. Although I will say JNaps claims that his first wave dash was actually this wave dash pass to Rizzo, and he says that he'd never done it, and he didn't really even know how it was performed, but he just tried it, and it worked. And he pulled it off under like massive pressure. Most of us aren't JNaps though. We have to learn some stuff, but here's the problem. Along the way, players find themselves wondering what mechanics they should spend time on versus those that are more, I don't know, shall we say, useless. Now from the outset, no mechanic is useless completely because learning mechanics teaches you how to have better control of your car and of the ball. A quadruple flip reset maybe seems relatively useless, but it's going to take a ton of practice to master, and you're going to improve at the game through practicing. Now, would you be better off practicing other things? Probably. There are some mechanics that in terms of actual gameplay are pretty overrated at this point in the community, and today I am going to bring you those mechanics, so stick around. Before we go any further though, I've got to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, which happens to be Manscaped. Today's the day to start taking care of yourself. Sure, you can hit flip resets and ceiling shots, but I'm sorry, if you're not taking care of your hair business, you're failing at life. Okay, maybe that's a little bit too strong. Anyways, I've got the perfect solution for you guys, which comes in the form of Manscaped's Performance Package. This includes the brand new fantastic Lawnmower 3.0. This is going to be your go-to tool for taking care of your hair, not just down below. You could use this anywhere. This is even better than the previous generation of the lawnmower. It's powerful, but it's really sleek, easy to use, waterproof, has like a flashlight on it, bunch of stuff. Also, it has Manscaped's skin-safe technology, so you don't have to worry about decapitating anything down there. Next, we've got the Weed Whacker, and I'm guessing you have nose hair and potentially ear hair. So this is a must-have. I know you've probably never really thought about it, but having a few hairs sticking out of your nose, for whatever reason, that's just a no-no. Then we've got the ball deodorant and the ball toner, along with this sweet travel bag and some really comfy, amazing underwear. So use the link in the description below to get started with Manscaped. Use code FLuuMP to get 20% off, plus free shipping internationally. This is a steal, guys, so go there now and get your performance package now. All right, let's jump back in to the overrated Rocket League moves that you might be wasting your time on. All right, this may come as a big shock to many of you, but I have to say it. The flip reset may be fun, it may work at times. Honestly, it works a lot of times. And I'm not saying it's not cool or useful, it is just a tad bit overrated at this point. And I can say this from personal experience, having practiced it way too much, having pulled it off, a good chunk of times. It's just not worth the work that you put in. Not to say you shouldn't learn it. I do firmly believe you should know how to do it on some level and hopefully be able to pull it out when you need to. But so many players go for flip resets every single time they have an opportunity on the wall or like a solo play, and it just usually they don't pan out. They're useful and amazing when done correctly, almost impossible to defend if you do it right. But listen, flip resets are incredibly difficult to master and difficult to utilize in game, and you'd probably be better off, at least some of the time, spending away from practicing flip resets to just practice something like, for example, aerial accuracy. Like just being able to place big high aerials exactly where you want to place them. That's going to be much more useful than being able to hit a perfect flip reset. And in a lot of ways, even shots like a ceiling shot can be simpler to hit and more effective than a flip reset. Again, not saying it's totally useless, it's just a bit overrated. All right, number 4 goes to the wave dash kickoff. Every single time I see someone doing this, I'm just like, why? Why? The speed flip kickoff is a different story that gets you to the ball faster than a normal dodging kickoff, but the wave dash kickoff is the single most pointless thing in Rocket League. And just to prove it, when in the last few years have you seen a single pro in RLCS go for a wave dash kickoff? Now, I can't say that I've watched every minute of action, but I can tell you I've watched all of the pros play in RLCS, whether it's North America or Europe, and none of them are doing this. I don't know what else to say about this one, guys. Just stop doing it. You'll find in my mechanics course that I talk about a lot of things, including wave dashing. But the one thing I don't talk about is the wave dash kickoff. Yeah, you guessed it. All right, number 3, and hear me out on this one. I think that the pinch is overrated for one simple reason. It's not that it's not effective when pulled off correctly. Again, like the flip reset, it's basically impossible to save when it is pulled off correctly. And it is a decent way to clear the ball down the field. But as an actual shot, like an actual play on the goal, it's pretty overrated and useless because it's so hard to be consistent with it. And if you disagree with me, just watch my video where I take some of the best pinchers in the world and challenge them to various pinches. And yeah, even they have very little consistency. Some of them can hit the ball with a lot of speed relatively consistently, but like honestly, they really have no clue where it's going, and they're certainly not placing these on net consistently. Again, not saying the pinch is useless or shouldn't even be used, it's just a bit overrated in my opinion. There are better things that you can do when the ball is rolling at the wall. All right, we're on to number 2, and just like there are better things to do when the ball is rolling at the wall, there are better things to do when the ball is sitting on top of your car. For this one, I am saying the breezy flick is overrated. Oh man, I'm offending some people with this video right now. I know there's some guy listening to this who's been grinding out the breezy flick for like 4 days straight, and that's fine. Like, that's awesome. I hope you're having fun with that. But listen, there are probably better things that you could be working on, like backboard reads, for example, or even just regular flicks. For how difficult it is to master, the breezy flick really doesn't actually do much more than a simpler, just as powerful flick. It's just flashy, and this is why you virtually never see pros going for it in game. It's just kind of a waste of time. It's good in ones, but you know, it's just so hard to pull off. Is there anything wrong with trying to learn something flashy in Rocket League? Of course not, but that's really all it is. It's somewhat unpredictable, I will say that, but for how difficult it is to master, you're probably better off learning a few other simpler but just as effective flicks, or just practicing placing your flicks with a lot of power into the top corners. That's the kind of things that the pros are doing and that the pros are working on. All right guys, this brings us to the number 1 overrated mechanic on our list. We have the stall, and for this one I'm just gonna say it, there is virtually no use in spending a bunch of time trying to master this. Again, to bring it back to the pros, most of them tell me that they can't stall. And that's partially because of their dead zone settings, but also because it really has no use competitively. And it's so difficult to master, and then even more difficult to implement like into actual shots, whether you're going for a stalling reset or even some crazy flicks that I have seen, or even maybe just the nudge shot that I did that one time. The stall just isn't worth your time. So for the other mechanics in this list, they're overrated. This one isn't just overrated, it's pretty useless. All right guys, there you have it. 5 overrated Rocket League mechanics that you probably shouldn't spend too much time on, besides flip resets. That one you should spend time on it because it's fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a like and a comment below if you think there are any other overrated Rocket League mechanics that I missed, or maybe if you disagree with me. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.